Roman Reigns may not return to WWE alone at Saturday Night's Main Event 2025. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer. Have a nice day. For the WE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. WE is gearing up for Saturday Night's Main Event, which will take place on May 24th, 2025. The card for this special event is interesting, as CM Punk and Sami Zayn are set to pair up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a tag team bout. With the arrival of the best in the world, fans believe that the return of the original tribal chief is also on the horizon. This sparks the possibility of Roman Reigns making his return at WWE SNME. However, it's possible that Reigns may not return to WWE alone, but instead bring Cody Rhodes to Saturday Night's Main Event. The American Nightmare has also been on hiatus since WrestleMania 41. The American Nightmare suffered a loss against John Cena at Showcase of Immortals, leading to him no longer being your undisputed WWE champion. Rhodes may return to join forces with Roman as the 17-time world champion is busy in a storyline with R-Truth. There are also realistic chances that Truth and Cena may collide in the near future in an undisputed championship match. Additionally, Roman Reigns was destroyed by Seth Rollins' Braun Breaker on Raw after Mania. The OTC may return at SNME to seek vengeance against the Heel Alliance. Moreover, to overpower the numbers game advantage, Reigns could bring Cody to take down the Paul Heyman faction. For those unaware, at Bad Blood 2024, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes united in a tag team match against the New Bloodline and emerged as victors. So it won't be a surprise if they reunite at Saturday Night's Main Event to destroy the visionary heel group. Earlier, Rhodes was anticipated to make his return at Backlash 2025, but that didn't take place. This makes SNME the next ideal location for his comeback in the Stamford-based promotion. As of now, the sports entertainment juggernaut has not advertised the OTC for any future event. Meanwhile, the former undisputed champion is officially featured in the promotional material for WWE SummerSlam 2025. This year, the biggest party of the summer will take place on 2 nights, from August 2nd to August 3rd, 2025. This will be the first time SummerSlam gets bigger to a 2-night show. Though Reigns is not advertised officially before SummerSlam, there are still high chances that he will return before this to set up his upcoming feud. As of now, there is a belief that the OTC may initially settle its score with Seth Rollins' further. His impending confrontation with Paul Heyman will also be interesting to witness. Overall, WWE Saturday Night's Main Event opens endless directions, and it remains to be seen what will happen when Rollins and Braun face Punk and Zayn. While WWE has yet to formally announce the dates, plans for the annual WWE draft in 2025 are reportedly still in motion, with new information suggesting a potential time frame for the highly anticipated roster shakeup. The draft traditionally sees superstars from Raw and SmackDown switch brands, and often features call-ups from NXT. Previous reports a couple of months ago indicated that WWE had initial plans outlined for this year's draft. Now, Bryan Alvarez, speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, has provided a more specific window, reporting that the draft is very likely to occur at the end of May. This timing could see the roster changes align with WWE's significant weekend takeover in Tampa, Florida, during the Memorial Day holiday period. Alvarez elaborated on the internal thinking and the status of certain NXT talents who have been appearing on the main roster. For whatever reason, Julia and Roxanne are still considered NXT talents. Roxanne has been a regular on the main roster since Royal Rumble. She should be petitioning for main roster back pay. She's been here so often, he noted. But I was told it's not set in stone, but very likely at the end of this month when they're doing that series of dates in Tampa. It's very likely there might be a draft on that weekend or that week, which would probably mean that some people are being called up. WWE has already announced a packed schedule at Tampa's Yuengling Center for that period. It begins with Saturday Night's Main Event on May 24th, followed by NXT Battleground on Sunday, May 25th. The Yuengling Center will then host WWE Raw on Monday, May 26th, and NXT the following Tuesday, May 27th. Traditionally, the WWE Draft unfolds over 2 nights, typically starting on Friday Night SmackDown and concluding on Monday Night Raw. If WWE adheres to this pattern and the late May timeframe, the 2025 draft could potentially kick off on the May 23rd episode of SmackDown and finalize on the May 26th Raw from Tampa, setting a new landscape for the company heading into the summer. Official confirmation from WWE is still awaited. Through the Bloodline storyline, it has been demonstrated that alongside Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns is capable of not only performing a complex story, but helping to craft it as well. With Reigns sharing a vision for the story and truly becoming a massive star, since being empowered to take more creative control over his character, he would be seemingly able to make magic for others as well. Whenever Reigns chooses to hang up his boots, he will have had a legendary in-ring career, but perhaps will still be interested in sticking around professional wrestling. While Reigns seems poised to remain affiliated with WWE for the foreseeable future, he is probably more likely to follow the path of the final boss, The Rock, and explore his Hollywood ambitions. WWE currently has so many top stars on its roster. Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Jey Uso, for example, are some of the biggest names in the pro wrestling industry. Given how big of stars these names are and their connection with the audience, it only makes sense that Triple H and company officials push them. That said, someone's push and overness don't always seem to match up. There have been many occasions in the past where a wrestler has been pushed without the star being over enough to justify it. Worse yet, there have been times when names have been outright pushed down fans' throats despite many believing that the individual doesn't deserve the push they're receiving, or it just becomes exhausting at a certain point. This article will take a look at 5 names who World Wrestling Entertainment has pushed down fans' throats. While this mostly applies to the Vince McMahon era, there are some names who are still being pushed in a similar manner. Roman Reigns is perhaps the poster child for being overpushed. For almost a decade, Vince McMahon tried to push the big dog as a major singles star and face of the company that WWE needed at the time. Unfortunately, it largely didn't work. Sure, Roman was indeed a top star, but he never clicked as the ace that all WWE fans could get behind. He was largely rejected despite constantly winning world titles and headlining WrestleMania. This article will take a look at 5 names who World Wrestling Entertainment has pushed down fans' throats. While this mostly applies to the Vince McMahon era, there are some names who are still being pushed in a similar manner. Roman Reigns is perhaps the poster child for being overpushed. For almost a decade, Vince McMahon tried to push the big dog as a major singles star and face of the company that WWE needed at the time. Unfortunately, it largely didn't work. Sure, Roman was indeed a top star, but he never clicked as the ace that all WWE fans could get behind. He was largely rejected despite constantly winning world titles and headlining WrestleMania. Thankfully, things changed once he turned heel in 2020. Amusingly enough, Roman finally became the ace of the company once he stopped trying to be the babyface hero. Since then, he has spent the years as a true needle mover in World Wrestling Entertainment. Jinder Mahal has done a lot in pro wrestling. He is a former world champion, 24/7 champion, and United States champion. He was also a member of 3MB, one of the more entertaining low-card stables of the era.